all the muscles that we have in our body, the eyes and the tongue, are actually very easily used. You don't have to actually exercise. You don't get tired of using your eyes. You just open them and they work. Hands can get tired, legs can get tired, your back can get tired, but the tongue can move very quickly. The eyes can move very quickly. So we get trigger happy and we just, whatever comes in our mouth just leaves immediately. An ancient poet once said that he wished that his neck was 1 mile long. What a strange thing to say. I wish my neck was 1 mile long. And he was asked, why do you say that? And he said, well, because my gut tells me I should say something. And when those thoughts travel from my gut through my neck, maybe I should have time to think, no, put it back down. That shouldn't come out of my mouth. So I'm hoping it's 1 mile long, you know. So, الندم على السكوت خير من الندم على الكلام. Like being embarrassed or regretting that you said something is worse. Regretting that you didn't say something is better, you know. So, al-qawl al-sadid, first of all, should I say something? Should I not say something? And what I say, is it going to escalate and make things worse instead of making things better? And with your experience, you already know which kinds of words or phrases or tone or suggestion did not go well. So maybe it's time to experiment with a different direction. Say something other than what you said before. Say something that won't cause damage, maybe undo damage. I'll give you an example. There was one time, a long time ago, there was an elder that I looked up to in a masjid that I shall not name because he'll know, he's watching. So I used to look up to him, very, very nice fellow. And everybody who met him in the masjid was just gets soft around him. He's just got this very loving personality. And one time we're in the masjid and two of the elders in the masjid had a fight with each other. Arguing, yelling, screaming at the top of their lungs after Maghrib prayer. And the elder that I respect and love, he's also witness to this conversation. And usually what he used to say is, he would come in, he would say, Salam, how are you? How's your family? For every person he met, he would be discourteous. And I was one of the regular musallin at that masjid, and I noticed that after that, he would still say salam to me the same way, but those two other fellows, he would come and just say salam to them, but not more conversation than that. He wouldn't have longer conversation with them. And they felt it. And so one time we were leaving the masjid, and one of them said, you know, you used to ask me how I'm doing, we used to talk. You don't talk to me like that anymore. And he said, well, I saw you lose your temper. And I felt that, you know, if I don't want to be a reason that one day you lose your temper towards me, and then that sin is on you in the house of Allah. And if you lose your temper towards me, and I feel bad towards you, then the angels will record that too, as something against you. So I care for you, which is why I speak less to you now. That's what he says to him. He doesn't say to him, you know, you're so ignorant. The way you fought that guy, I don't want to talk to you. Why would anybody want to talk to you? He actually made it something about his care for him. He doesn't want him to become a worse sinner. He doesn't want him to have a record against him. He doesn't want him to have himself to have a bad feeling towards the person who lost their temper. And that brother who lost his temper, who people were afraid to talk to him because he loses his temper, stood there crying his eyes out. Crying his eyes out. And the next thing he did is he apologized to the one he fought with. That's what he did. All of that because of just al-qawl al-sadid, just knowing, having the wisdom of what to say and how to say it, how to engage. This is a very powerful, very difficult quality because once again, we are programmed, whatever comes in your head just comes out. Just immediately, impulse reaction, right? And this is actually one of the meanings of the word jahala. Aqal in Arabic is to tie up, and jahal is to let loose. Whatever comes goes. Okay? This is why وَإِذَا خَاطَبَهُمُ الْجَاهِلُونَ قَالُوا سَلَامًا in Surah Al-Furqan. When the ignorant address them, ignorant doesn't just mean ignorance, it also means impulsive. You had the impulse to say something and you just said it. Stop, think. You know, think. How am I going? Don't just throw grenades with your words. Don't just throw grenades. Have targeted, direct, impactful speech, exact words. And if you can't think of saying something, it's better to stay quiet.